Welcome to LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Instrumentation and Control Engineering. In this session, we will discuss the subject that is instrumentation in agriculture and food processing. I am your instructor, Jayesh Prajapati. In this session, we will discuss the unit number 1, that is an introduction. In last session, we will discuss the basic idea about the necessity of instrumentation and control engineering for agriculture and food processing. Then we will also discuss the food standards. Okay, so that we will also discuss in our last session. Now, in this session, we will discuss the content, that is the content remote sensing. So in this session we will discuss the content, that is the remote sensing and a biosensor in agriculture. So these two content that we have to discuss in this session. Okay, so let us start first topic, remote sensing. Remote sensing in agriculture. If we have to define the remote sensing, then remote sensing is the acquisition of information about an object or any phenomena without making any physical contact with the object. So remote sensing, that means what? It can provide the information or any condition about the object or phenomena without making any kind of contact with that. Okay, we can say that any kind of remote that can give, we can operate, then it can give some kind of information. Okay, that is called remote sensing. So in this remote sensing, also we have discussed that it is the phenomena that has the number of applications like photography, surveying, then geology, forestry, and many more. Okay, but in the case of agriculture and food processing, the remote sensing having a number of advantages. Okay, so that we have to discuss in this session. So that is the basic definition of a remote sensing. Remote sensing, that means what? It can provide the information or any condition about the object or phenomena without making any kind of physical contact with that. So now we have to discuss the remote sensing. Remote sensing. In this figure, you can see there are two types of remote sensing. First, that is active remote sensing. Second, that is passive remote sensing. In case of active remote sensing, you can see that is the active remote sensing system, and this is the passive remote sensing system. In the active remote sensing system, you can see one of the drone that can emit the radiation to the crop. Okay, that is the agriculture crop production. So here is the sun. Okay, it cannot use sun radiation. It can use its own radiation and it will emit to the crop. So the application is for the active sensing is to remote remote sensor that can emit the energy source to the crop for detecting the crop condition. Okay, so that is the active remote sensing. In case of passive remote sensing, you can see passive remote sensing that can provide the information about the crop by using sunlight. Okay, that can use another energy source, sunlight. Then it can emit in the red, green, and blue in the form of, and then it can detect about the crop condition. Okay, so that is the difference between active and passive remote sensing is that it can use active sensor can use sunlight and passive sensor active sensor cannot use sunlight but passive sensor can be used sunlight. So that is the difference between active sensing and passive sensing. Now we will discuss in further also definitions. Then if we have defined the active sensor, then we can define as a active sensor provide their own energy source for illumination. Okay, The sensor emits radiation which is directed towards the target to be investigated, and the radiation reflected from the target is detected and measured by the sensors. So that is the definition of active sensor. So if we have to define measure the crop condition, then active sensor can give a direct energy source, its over energy source. And we use this sensor, and by using their radiation, it can be reflected back, and it will give the information about the crop. Okay, that is the active sensor. Now, in case of passive sensor, a remote sensing system which measure energy that is usually available, naturally available, are called passive sensors. Okay, the passive sensors can only be used when the sunlight or natural energy source is available. Okay, for all reflected energy, this can only take place during the time when the sun is illuminating to the earth. Okay, so that is the passive sensor definition. Now, there are two systems having remote sensing, active remote sensing and passive remote sensing. That is the two types. But if we have to know what are the advantages of remote sensing, then we can say that crop production forecasting. That is the main advantage for this remote sensing system for agriculture. Then remote sensing is used to forecast the expected crop production over a given area and determine how much the crop will be harvested under this specific condition. So this can be information or forecasting we can get from this remote sensing system. Okay. And another advantage we can say that assessment of crop damage and crop process. Okay. In the event of crop damage or crop process, we can use a remote sensing technology that can determine exactly how much the crop has been damaged or how much the crop has been in process. So that are the different advantages and applications of remote sensing system. Okay. Then we will discuss again more advantage or application. Okay, here we can use one figure that can easily compare the difference between a passive sensor and active sensor. Here you can see the passive sensor system. Sunlight that will be acting on the crop. Okay, and the reflection is given to this remote sensor, and it will give the information to these stations. Okay, so in this way, remote sensing will be worked. And in case of passive sensor, you can see that passive sensor directly emits that light on this crop, and it will give this light will be reflected back in the two. Here one number that is light emitted, two number that is reflected back to the sensor, and this two number is going to these stations. Then whatever the parameters that can be measured is given to this stations. Okay. So that are the two comparison between active sensor and passive sensor system. Then we will discuss a lot of application and advantage of remote sensing. Let us see. Crop identification. Okay, remote sensing has also played an important role for the crop identifications, like the crop under observation in mysterious or show some mysterious characteristics. Okay, so we can identify how the crop has been in the process. Okay, that information we can get by the remote sensing system. Then crop condition assessment and stress detection. Okay, by remote sensing technology is an important role for assessment of health condition each crop and exact which the crop is having a stress. Okay, that can be quality that can be determined by the remote sensing system. Then identification of planning and harvesting dates, because we have to plan crop for this monsoon season, then summer season, and so that's why we have to planning which kind of crop we have to harvest. Okay, and the harvesting dates also. So this kind of information we can get from this remote sensing system. Okay, because we have to plant crop or season wise we have to define or plan different plants. Okay, this kind of information we can get from the remote sensing system. Then crop wide modeling and estimation. Okay, a remote sensing allows the farmers to predict the expected crops from the given formula by estimating the quality of the crop and extent from the farmlands. So this kind of modeling or also planning that can also give by the remote sensing technology. Then another application like irrigation, watering and management. Okay, whenever we can provide the water or irrigation system to the our crop, it can be observed or monitored by and managed by the remote sensing system also. Okay, so that is another advantage of remote sensing system. Then soil mapping. Soil mapping is one of the most common important use for the remote sensing. Soil mapping, farmers are able to tell what soil is ideal for which crops. Okay, so this kind of soil information for the irrigation is good or not. This information will be helpful for these agricultures. Okay. Then identification of problematic soils. Okay, in the soil case we can identify which kind of soil is proper for this plant or not. This kind of information we can get from this remote sensing system. Then crop nutrient deficiency detection. Okay, this kind of information is also available from this remote sensing systems, because remote sensing technology is also help for farmers and other agriculture aspects to determine the extent of crop nutrient deficiency and come up with the remedies that would increase the nutrient level in the crop. Okay, so nutrient is most important for the crop, so that can be information is also given from this remote sensing system. So that are the different advantages or application of remote sensing technology. So that's why we can explain this points also. So if we have to see the remote sensing, how basically it will be in our remote sensing, then you can see in this animated view figures. You can see by using drone system, they can provide the emission and active sensors. Okay. So that is a picture that can show the how the sensor or remote sensing has been worked. In the other view also we can see. Okay. Here you can see that can provide the information about this crop and others. Okay. Now that is a remote sensing. Now we will discuss the next topic, that is of biosensor in agriculture. So now the next sensor, that is a biosensor. Okay, remote sensor. Then now next that is a biosensor. A sensor that integrates a biological element with a physiochemical transducer to produce electronic signal proportional to the signal analysis which is conveyed to the detector. So in this definition, we will define this biosensor by using its small component. Okay, its component like transducer, then detector, electronic signal converters, okay, signal analyzers. So that are the components that can give the information about this sensors. Okay. So if we have to see the figure for the biosensor, then it looks like this. Okay, that is the one kind of figure for the biosensors. So in the agriculture, what is the importance of biosensors, that we have also discussed in this session. Okay, now you can see the component of biosensor. So in this figure, you can see we can explain all the components of the biosensor. First, that is analyte. Okay, then we can use analyte like materials like bioreceptors. Okay, then it will be into the transducer that can convert into the electronic signals. Okay, then it will be a measurement signal and it is electric signals. Okay. Here, so these are these different components of the biosensors. This figure can explain how it can be worked. Okay, how it will be processed. Like analyte, it is given to the receptor, then receptor to transducer, and then it will be given to the electrical signal. So that is the biosignal sensor process. Then principle of detection. So how it will be detect this principle, like piezoelectric to measure the change in mass, then electromechanical to measure the change in electric distribution, then optical to measure change in light intensity, and calorimetric that can measure the change in heat. So these are the sensors that can measure the different criteria like mass, electric intensity, heat. Okay. So that are the principle of the detection. Then working of biosensor. If we have to explain the working, then it can be also explained by this figure. You can see that is A, B, C, D, E. That are the different concepts or different blocks that can explain the how biosensor exactly work. So first, that is the object that it has to be tested by any parameters that can be given to the here. That is a bio element. We can say that. Then B, that is a transducer that can convert into the electrical signal, and C, that is an amplifier. Okay, amplifier having this reference point also. Then amplifier is given to this D, that is a processor. Okay, any processor, and the E, that is a display. So that is the exactly working process of biosensor that can be explained by the figures. Now, different biosensors in agriculture. Various biosensors can be developed and used for monitoring the quality of air, water, and soil. So that's why we can use different kind of biosensors. So biosensors are like this: BOD biosensor, biological oxygen demand biosensors, BOD biosensors. Then pesticides. Okay, we can use the different kind of pesticides to fast development of crop or better development of crop. So that is the pesticide biosensors. Then penile biosensors. Then biosensor for detecting heavy metals. So that are the different biosensors that we have to discuss in this. Here you have, if we have to explain this biosensor, then we have only mentioned this name. Also there is a deep portion also for these sensors also. Then basic characteristics. How physically a biosensor can be worked. So its characteristics, it's having a linearity. It should be a high for detection of high substrate concentration. So that having a linearity portion. Then sensitivity, value of electrode response per substrate concentration. So that having characteristics of sensitivity. So you can sense easily. Okay. Then selectivity, chemical interference must be minimized for this obtaining the correct result. Okay. And last, that is the response time. It's having a 95% better response time. So it can make immediate response or display the whatever the parameters we have to measure. So that are the different characteristics of biosensors. So in the biosensors, sir, we have discussed the different biosensors, definition and its working principle, how it will be worked, why it can be used. Okay. So in this biosensor process, we have discussed on this thing. Okay. The next will be discussed in our next video session. Okay. In this session, we will discuss only this. Okay. Thank you.